Hello, we're here for week 6 and 7 of Australian Survivor. We're going to talk through it all because we were busy last weekend playing board games in the Grampians. Um,
It was lovely.
Mm.
Hello, Ben. Hello, Katie.
Hi,
Hello.
nice to see you.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I really had to go back and look at the last video to figure out who we saw go out last. Because even though it's, only 2 weeks ago, it seems like a lot has happened.
A lot has happened.
Yes.
The last person we saw go out was Mark.
Really?
Wow, okay.
Oh my God. Wow. The first
And
member of the
six.
jury.
Who we talked about, yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's
That was pretty.
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's fair to say he sort of dominated the game up to that point, and that things changed a bit after he left.
Yeah. Just a little
Not
bit.
going to go into all the detail of everything that happened because I can barely remember it, and I'm not going back in our chat to figure out all the things. But I do remember what happened in all the tunnels, so we can talk about that.
Yep.
Okay.
The very next one was probably one of the best ones for the season, and not just because the star was the person who I've been backing the whole time. It was when two idols were played, a real idol and a fake idol,
That's right.
between Brooke and Keeley, that caused Ben and his crew to switch up the vote, and Blanche sort of copped it,
Mm.
even though
And
she
that
wasn't
was
the
the
target.
one, if they hadn't have switched to Blanche and they had just stuck with Keely, like the
Keely would have
original
gone
plan
home.
was
Yeah.
Keely would have gone.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember being really annoyed that episode.
Yeah.
Really?
Just
I was.
because they were so stupid.
Yeah. Ben. The problem was that Ben was paranoid that he was going to go home, so he wanted to get
Yeah.
votes on someone else. That's all it was. He was just terrified that he
Yeah,
was going to
if
go
they
home, and he
chose the
did
wrong
anyway.
target and they all dumped on the person who had the idol played on them, he was worried that he would go home.
Yeah.
So it was actually kind of a good move on his part once he realized what was going on, because he did save himself, but they also were a bit too obvious about what they were doing, so that
Yes.
Keely was able to realize where the votes were going.
Mm.
Yep. Because I just thought it
Um,
would have been fantastic if Keely had played the idol for Brooke and then Keely had gone. I just
Yeah,
think that
I
would
would
have
have
made
loved that.
great TV.
it
There's
would have
definitely
been.
been people who've done that.
It would
Yeah.
have been.
And that's what I
Um,
thought was going to happen. So I was like, oh, poor Blanche.
Mm.
yeah, although I preferred it this way.
Yeah.
It's there's quite a lot of people who get an idol and either get voted off with it, or they play it when it really wasn't required. It's a bit of a skill, although not uncommon, but a bit of a skill to play it correctly when you actually need it.
Yeah, okay.
Um, it's even more uncommon to play it on someone else and have it work, but
Yeah.
it's really gutsy to do it when you are the likely split. Like
Mm.
it
Yeah.
took sort of nerves of steel,
Yeah.
or just sort of kind of crazy.
Or a stone face. You could say it requires a face of stone as well.
I
Just
don't get
saying.
why you think she has a stone face. I think it's quite expressive, Ben.
Okay.
I think she only has it during challenges when she needs to disassociate,
Yeah, she just has a
Yeah.
face that is
which
just
she
like,
does
okay.
pretty well.
Yeah, she does definitely do it very well. One thing I remember about the fallout from Blanche going is how Caleb was sort of adrift for an episode. He
I
didn't
can't
know what
remember
to
whether
do
it was.
because he
Yeah,
was closely allied with Blanche.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember from some of the coverage I heard who it was she didn't get on with. She was not getting on with, yeah, Ben, I think.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was Ben or Jackson. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Ben wanted to get her off then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently she'd already been talking to some of the others about potentially flipping. So he probably did the right thing. But yeah, there was just lots of stuff that was done at Tribal, because, I've heard lots of interviews before then. Like Brooke and Keeley didn't really have a plan. They, other than that Brooke would reveal it kind of early on. She didn't necessarily want to play or show her own idol. Um, it was she only did it afterwards when she sort of realized that they were definitely in trouble.
Yeah.
Nah, super gutsy move. I really liked it.
Yep.
Yeah, but even once they had done that, and even once Blanche had gone, they were still in the minority.
Yes.
Next,
So who was to
Spoke
go
up
the
this
next?
week.
next was
it
Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another one. Okay, this has happened a couple of times this season where somebody has let power go to their head and completely oblivious to the fact that they're in the crosshairs. That's happened like 2 or 3 times this season.
Because
I
he
mean,
seemed
to
really
be fair,
quiet.
his bestie did throw him under the bus. So.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one where Simon was like doing the big talk to Jackson, like, you need a big move. This is a big move. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, that's not your move.
Isn't this the one where they were going to go to Rocks for? Or is
No,
that the Mark one?
no, the Mark one's already done. You're thinking of the Simon one actually. Simon was the one where they said they were going to go
That's
to
right,
Rocks.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I was very. There's a lot about Jackson that I get very disappointed / annoyed with.
Mhm.
He's very confrontational during tribal council, where
Yeah.
he has this idea of something, and it's just like you're talking as if you've got like some gigantic move and you don't.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is his main move. I mean, he did have a great moment early on with Harry, where he kind of
Yes.
flipped the script on Harry. But I mean, that was fun and satisfying. But he didn't really engineer it. Like he
No.
just
Yeah.
he did something smart in the moment, but it wasn't really his move. But this is the one where he feels like he's now kind of better than all the followers
And he's
for
not.
having done this.
But all he
As
did
we can
was
see.
listen to what Simon told him to do as
Yeah.
well. Like, he didn't do anything. He didn't come up with the plan all by himself.
Yeah, that was Simon's move,
And then
not
he
his.
cried about it. So, like, either do the move or don't do the move.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
think he's
You
allowed
can't-
to do a move and be
I mean, he can,
annoyed, upset about
but he
it?
can't act like it's his big giant move that,
Mm-hmm.
like, everybody was waiting for when he just was a little sheep.
Yeah, and
That's the
and
last thing he wants to be, Katie. It's just doing.
I
He
know,
is a
well,
sheep.
I
You are hitting
mean,
him where it hurts.
he's completely a sheep.
Jackson. So Jackson's one of my faves. Now
Really?
that Ben is gone, when him and Ben were together and they were doing their scheming, they just got too big for their boots, and they really annoyed me. But I've liked Jackson from the beginning.
Yeah, I was going
I-
to jump in and say, like, reading a lot of what people are, especially now that we're down to 4, quite a lot of people still want Jackson to win.
I'm
Katie's-
surprised.
I know you didn't say that you wanted him to win, Katie, but yeah, quite a lot of people are Team Jackson.
When we get to it, I can't remember who's left, but when we get to it, we can discuss that because I cannot. I'm kind of
I'm-
indifferent.
I'm kind of
the moment.
surprised because for me, Jackson oscillates between 2 states: overconfident or completely paranoid. That's his 2 states in this game.
Or
I mean,
after
but
a
what other
tribal
states
vote,
would
like
you have?
shocked and in despair.
Yeah.
Like he's continually left out of votes and only finds out what's going on afterward.
Yeah, I just
Because
don't
his
understand how he's
bestie
still
went
there.
early on, right? Elise, was it Elise that got like?
I can't remember her name, but yeah.
Eliza.
That's it.
Eliza.
I don't have the wiki up because I don't need.
No, I remembered.
I don't have that either.
And I remember early on thinking, oh, he's really on the bottom. He's sort of glum about that. And, she talked about him being a puppy dog and all that. And I thought, it'll never happen. But imagine if he did kind of get to the end and had this big sort of, redemption arc. It
That's
probably
how I
won't
feel about
happen.
Some of the
But if-
people who are like the final 4, I think. I can't remember who the 4th one is.
But at the time, I was thinking, if that does happen, I'm going to really like it. But I haven't. Well, sort of for the reason that you said, Ben. I think there's been a few times when he, not mean, what's the word? He sort of,
Condescending.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a bit dismissive and
Yeah,
Yeah. There are
he's done it a
definitely
couple of
times that I
times now.
haven't
At
enjoyed
least 2
watching
times that
him.
I remember. Yeah, it's just like, oh God, stop talking. You're not helping.
I think he's been less like that since Ben left. I feel like
Okay.
they really bounced off each other.
He just did it in one of the recent ones.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Yeah. When he
He
was
was
talking
talking
about big moves, yeah. It was just like,
how they
mate,
had done nothing.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that.
it's like, wow, mate.
He's not the one I want to win anymore, but he was still one of my favorites from the
Oh,
beginning. And
okay.
then when him and Ben teamed up and were like, I stopped kind of being a fan, but he's still kind of always
I liked
little bit
when
of fan.
he and Ben teamed up, but I didn't like that
Thought
they
they were
got
the
too
best
big
two
for their
people in the
boots.
jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like
they're just
the
basically doing
original
a
part of
Faith and
it.
Keeley all over again.
Yeah, the boy version.
Yeah.
Listening to one
Yeah,
pod today where they were talking about how he's maybe he just kind of even emboldened the newbie players to make big moves and do what they were going to do. Like he sort of didn't need to say what he was saying and putting them down. He was almost challenging them to saying, "You've done nothing. You've done nothing." Like
yeah,
what you really should do is you want to take people to the end who think they have done better than you, but they haven't.
Hmm.
And then you sort of, take them out at the end. What you don't do is say, you've done nothing. You really need to make a
yeah.
big move if you don't want to be the one moved against.
They're also. It was a silly thing to say though, because he's going to be the one they move against.
You think he'll be next?
I don't know, but I feel like they
Yeah.
will. They've wanted him gone for so long,
Mm. I think
and
he's
he's just kind
also,
of hung around.
yeah. I, I do wonder whether he's just annoyed some of the people who he used to work with who are on the jury as well, the way he's been dismissive about it.
Yeah,
I don't know they whether he'll really get their votes. I did hear Brooke talk today, sort of saying that they had got not close, but that they had worked closely together, sort of towards the end, and he had become someone that she could trust to some degree, which is not. I guess I hadn't picked up on that. Thought they were just sort of stringing him along, but because he kept getting left out of votes, I thought he was kind of clinging onto them, but they didn't really need him that much, or well, other than the vote.
Well, let's deal with reality. The only reason he's still there is because Keeley and Brooke have been there. The bigger
Yeah,
targets are in
yes,
front of him.
but I think he would say
yeah.
that's why he went to them.
I mean, he can if
To
he
have them
wants,
as a
but
shield.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
So
he's really weird in that he at times he can be like perceptive and say things exactly how they are, and you go, oh wow, he's on that, or he's picked up on things. It's like, oh, that's not right, or why would they say that? That doesn't make any sense. You see him say those things to camera, a bit like how Cam was saying at Tribal sometimes. But at other times, he's just sort of lost, or he says things where he just seems a bit young. Or where
yeah,
I kind of think, oh, if you came back in 5 years'
yeah,
time, you might not make that same mistake.
there were definitely times where it's like you have no idea what's going on right now. You are
Well, I mean, that
completely
happens
on
to
the
everybody.
outs.
yeah.
But it happens to him so often. Anyway,
Do
who
you
was the
think,
next one?
before we move on, do you think he did the right thing getting rid of Ben, or should he have kept going on that side?
He should have kept
They would
Ben.
have had
Yeah.
they would have had to go against each other at some point. But I do think he made the returnee group, which included Keeley for some reason, um, a bit stronger for a little while, but obviously not long enough.
Yeah.
So maybe he did the right thing actually.
So the
It
thing
worked in his favor.
I think he did the wrong thing, and the reason is, and I've noticed that they did it a number of times in the 2 week period that we're talking about, where there were opportunities to take someone on that a group
Yeah.
out, but instead they did something else, and it's just like, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? You have an opportunity sitting there, and instead you go and do this.
Yeah.
You won't have, and we're talking about people who win challenges and get immunity. It's like they don't have it right now. You have an opportunity to get rid of them, but instead
Yeah.
you're doing this. You won't necessarily get this opportunity again. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
just, it's just so dumb.
I
That's when
mean,
you can
yeah,
blindside someone else.
but it has worked out in his favor in the end.
Yeah.
for
All
now.
right.
Well, the challenge winners are gone.
Yeah.
Next up was the one where we were all the promos were talking about rocks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this was the rocks one.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
My
this was
first introduction to rocks.
this was
You
oh
never
yeah.
thought rocks were going to be important, did you?
No, I never
Yeah,
thought as
no.
well. But I remember this was probably one of the best tribal councils I think I've ever watched.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and it's good as well because there were just so many levels to it. Like there was Simon's lie about the rocks that everybody kept mentioning, and even David was like, "Oh, what's this about the rocks?" to Simon.
So just to clarify, because obviously we never got to it, and we were messaging
And you've
back and
never
forth
seen
about
it, so
and I've
yeah.
never seen it. He cannot take someone's rock.
No,
That's against
they
the
would all
rules.
have to draw a rock.
Okay.
You know, after several sort of
Yeah.
phases of the vote where they tie and get a chance to redo it, and then try to come up with someone who's a unanimous vote after that. Then,
Yeah.
yeah, then the people
I
who
never
go on.
I never really understood the point of it, them wanting to go to Rocks, because they wanted Simon gone. But if they had to go to Rocks because of it, Simon gets the luxury of staying because they voted for him.
No,
Yes.
no, no.
Well,
That's not how it works. Okay, so
if they
but
voted for him, yes.
If
he
they were
doesn't have
trying
to take a
tie-
rock.
They were trying to tie the vote, so the two people who were voted for then didn't have to take Rocks, is what they were saying. Because
Hopefully I don't.
and Brooke wanted Loz to be the tie person so that she didn't have to take a rock and was safe.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully I don't
I
get this
didn't.
wrong, but they
Sorry,
yeah
go.
they vote once, and then if it's tied, they get a chance to vote again because
Only on the
sometimes
people who were tied.
Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
because sometimes people will, you know, maybe someone who's been a real target is one half and someone who's just sort of a nobody is the second half, and people switch at that point and go, well, if I know we're gonna actually deliver the hit,
Yeah.
I will take it on them. And then after that they sort of get told, hey, if you don't make it a unanimous decision now, you know, all but one person now, then the two people who have been tied on so far become immune, and everybody else has to draw rocks.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, we were talking about this on the night that it was airing. I
So
don't
you're
know if
right,
you were
Katie.
there as well, Katie. But yeah, so we had three on one side and three on the other side, if I remember correctly,
But
at the time. But
Brooke
two,
had
yeah,
the
immunity. So
necklace.
two people on the side that they want to get rid of wouldn't have to draw stones. Only one of them would have to. It's like a 1 against 2. It's
Yes.
it's dumb. Why would you do that?
So it means
Like
that the newbies, it was more likely that the newbies lost someone than
Yes.
the returnees,
yeah.
which puts it actually not in their favor. And sometimes that's why people won't go to rocks. But the way the newbies put it, they're sort of like, well, you keep telling us we've done nothing and that we've got nothing to lose. Whereas you people who say you've got a resume do have stuff to lose. So
Yeah.
you're more scared to go to rocks.
And that was when Brooke flipped the script. Instead of
Yeah.
going to rocks,
I had a feeling she was going to.
I thought it was Keeley who did it, but no.
No, Brooke did.
Yeah.
Because Keely was the one who said she wanted to stay. Someone had been talking to her about maybe flipping to Simon, and she said he wants to keep him around for one more round. And Brooke wasn't a part of that conversation, so I was like, if anybody's gonna flip, it's gonna be Brooke.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Simon saw the writing on the wall,
Yeah,
but and he handled it well. He got his 100 days, but
Yeah.
that was just it was
Well,
just
he
so
would've-
good. Like,
They were gunning
was-
for him the time before, but he won immunity.
yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
But it was just so good to see the newbies, and I'm not using that in a derogatory sense at all because
No,
they played
they're-
this so well.
yeah.
They were just all no, we're
held
doing
firm.
it. Yeah, it was just so good. It's like finally you're sticking to your guns.
Yeah.
And Brooke kind of says,
Yeah.
well, you know, there's only been two people winning immunities, her and Simon, and she just felt like at some point she had to take Simon out. And she had apparently been hearing lots. Jackson had been telling her a lot, like feeding information back to her from Simon that Simon had kept going on about how he wanted to take her out at 7 left. So when Simon left, he
Oh.
was at 8 left. So she
Okay.
knew he was coming after her.
Because
And so
she
she was like,
only
well,
made it to 7, right? On her
yeah, she did talk
her
about that, yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Or at least one of the times, yeah, because this is
Yeah.
her third time. But a lot of the discussion since then, and especially after Keely's one later, is whether, I mean, there was discussion at the time, but about whether or not she should have just forced rocks. Because by sort of taking Simon out, she gave up the chance that they actually became a majority again with
Yeah,
Jackson.
that's
Like if
true.
they'd drawn rocks and gone the other way, it would have meant that she still had to deal with Simon, and Simon might still beat her in immunities. But by taking Simon out here, she kind of made it, well, it seemed like she had made it so she pretty much had to win every immunity after that, even though she doesn't win the next one and survives.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
some people have sort of been saying,
can
yeah,
you blame them for who they get rid of next?
yeah. Yeah, so some people are sort of saying, yeah, maybe she would have been better off actually doing rocks. And the reason it's come up again is because Keely ends up in basically the same situation
Yeah.
a few votes later.
Yeah, but the next one was Cameron, if I remember correctly, and
Yeah.
that was the episode where he won a challenge, which was big surprise. And he elected to go to take 2 people with him, and he took Keely and Sally. That's right.
Yeah, what we
And
didn't
not
talk about from
Loz.
the episode before, that was the one where Cameron and Simon had
Oh,
won,
the
and
video
they talked about who
messages?
they were going to take. And
Oh,
Cameron said, I
yes.
want to take Loz, and who was the other one?
He wanted to take Brooke. Definitely he wanted Simon
Yes.
to take Loz. And
Yeah,
Loz
and then
took... I mean, Simon took
Simon
Jackson.
Simon turned around and immediately took Jackson. So Loz was already pretty annoyed about not going on the previous challenge.
Mm.
As soon as Cam won, I was like, he's going to pick Loz. She's the only one who hasn't done anything.
I just can't believe he took Keely, of all people.
I had an interview with him yesterday or today or something, and he was saying in his mind, if he had taken 2 of his allies, he was basically leaving the third person that he was allied with, like let's say Caleb,
Oh, to switch.
back with the other 2 people who weren't with him. Like he would have been lead, because these are real double-edged swords. These ones where
Yeah.
you win. He was like, if I leave Caleb with Brooke and Keely back at camp, they're gonna get him. They're gonna flip him. So in his
And what he
mind,
did instead was piss all his allies off and he turned on him.
Yeah, he wouldn't shut up. He just would not shut up.
well, another thing that happened on that earlier one, the one with from the previous episode, I think, is that he had chose when he chose to take Brooke. Part of his theory was that he didn't want her leave her back at camp with nothing to do where she could find an idol.
Yeah.
But instead he took her and she
And
found
she
an idol.
found half an idol.
Or half an idol. So it was just completely backwards.
Well, do we want to talk about the whole half an idol thing, or do we want to save it for Brooks' one?
Yeah, I'll probably save it for now. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so not at all surprised. Because in the end, what happens is that everybody votes for Cameron.
Yeah.
But, and partly because they show how much he's just jibber jabbering all the time.
Yeah.
That's
all
the most
the-
I've seen of Cameron. Like, I forget he's a person on the show.
Well, apparently
until
he was
that
doing
episode.
it the entire time. Like
Oh my God.
he sort of talks about how they must have been turning down his audio deliberately during challenges and stuff, so people aren't just hearing it all the time. And David said,
I liked
he's-
him imitating David during the
it
challenge.
was a pretty
He was
good,
very funny.
When they were doing was it the one with the one that the last immunity one
Yes.
where they were holding the thing with their legs and
Their
Keely
feet, yep.
completely disassociated.
Yeah.
And he was just non-stop talking. And then it got harder and he had to stop talking. I was like, thank fuck. A little bit of a break.
But I
Billy
liked when he was
said-
imitating David so
Yeah,
much. He
it was
sounded
good.
so good.
Yeah.
yeah,
mean, it
considering
was
he's
good
got so
TV
much
'cause
of
he
an
was
accent
getting-
himself.
Brooke to be like all annoyed. Like,
Yeah, she's like,
I'll
shut
drop
up.
this if you shut up.
He was
Like,
getting under her skin, yeah.
yeah.
Keely said that he talks all the time and he wakes up and first thing in the morning, he's only got one volume and he starts at that volume.
Sounds like
And
someone I know.
she talked about how she, often did her strategizing and stuff at night. So she'd sort of want to sleep in, but then, then Cameron would just be waking up and
And what
talking
is
about
it,
how
40
blessed they were.
days? 40
Yeah.
days they've been there. That would, I mean, they kept him for longer than I would have. That would
Yeah.
have been my breaking point on an island where you can't do anything and you're hungry and you're tired and exhausted. I would have snapped so much earlier at him.
Yeah, it's not uncommon that this kind of thing happens, but it usually happens way earlier. Like this is quite
Yeah.
late for a unanimous vote, which is at least partially because people were just annoyed with you.
Yeah.
And it was also because, I mean, obviously, when Loz didn't get taken twice when he had a chance to choose her, and he's supposed to be her ally, she
Yeah,
then
Caleb and
started
Loz were both
doubting.
very dirty.
Yeah, Caleb was dirty for her, on
Yeah.
like on her behalf as well.
And was this the one? Who were they? Who was every? Let me start that again. Who was the plan like that they were coming up with
Who
instead of
did
Cam, and then
Cameron?
everybody's like,
Cameron ended up voting Jackson. I'm not sure whether that was
okay.
what they were
Oh no,
talking about all
yeah,
along.
he did want to get Jackson
Because that's
out.
right. He thought
That's
that Brooke
right.
had an idol.
Yes.
Ah, that's right. He thought,
Yeah.
yes, he thought she had a whole one.
Yes.
Funny thing from Cameron's interview was he was saying that he, in a way, when they voted him out, he was like, "Oh, I'm surprised, but in a way, I'm chuffed. Like maybe it kind of means that people saw me as a bit of a threat, which is not a not uncommon thing for people to say, right?" But then he joked straight afterwards, and then I saw the show and realized that I just talked too much.
At least
Yeah,
he's
no
self-aware.
threat whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good on him.
Not
That was funny.
self-aware enough to control it on the island, but okay.
So he
Well,
went
look,
all that time, and
As a
then,
person who talks a lot and loudly, I sympathize.
You're nowhere near as bad as Cameron was on that episode.
But
There was-
I find it funny that they didn't air that anyone else talking about how much he talks until that episode. Oh, that's fascinating
Yeah.
to me.
guess they don't
Must
want
have
him
been
to
the
be too
breaking
annoying
point.
too early onto the audience.
Yeah.
There's some really nice camera shots in this episode. I remember. I can't remember what they all were, but one of them, that one where he kind of gave up when Keely, just kept going and going, and he's blabbering on, and then I think someone asked how long Keely can go for, and she's like, "Oh, I can be here all day," and it just breaks him. Like it happens so
Yeah.
often in Survivor when someone projecting confidence in that sort of thing, it really does a trick on
Wasn't
people.
she there for like an hour, over an hour?
Yeah, over an
and a
hour,
half
which is
or something
nuts.
insane?
I mean, even
Yeah.
him as well, right? And he, when he was fighting and everything, I'm sure he was super fit as well. But you
Yeah.
could, when she said it, they had just had a shot of his face, and you could just see it, like hope die in his eyes. It was such a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed some camera work in the last few episodes, and in the US one actually, where they'll have like a cross shot to show more than one person, and they'll shift the focus to the other person after they've responded to something, and it's kind of funny.
I know you were talking about how you reckon Keely's stone-faced. On one of the pods I was listening to, they were talking about, I don't know whether this is a thing people on Reddit have noticed or something, but they reckon she doesn't blink a lot. So they were talking about how on some of those shots where she's talking, they almost like zoom in on her face. Maybe that's why you've been noticing her eyes. I don't know.
She
They
did
reckon
must
not
be it.
blink during that foot holding up challenge.
And in 2 challenges in a row, she seemed to be doing it all just with her mouth shut, like she was just breathing through her nose. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe there's something
For
wrong with me.
someone
I couldn't do
Who
that.
was
Mm.
terrible at challenges to begin with.
Yeah,
Got
she
two
yeah,
good
she
ones in a row.
turned around. Boy,
Yeah.
did she.
Yeah, so Brooke doesn't win this challenge, and yet somehow doesn't go out just because they're that annoyed with Cameron, despite
Yeah.
Brooke doing as
Well,
well,
they also
as she
think
did.
she has a full idol.
That's true.
They
That's
don't.
true.
They don't know for sure that. Like, sorry, because Sally hasn't found her half yet, has she?
I can't remember whether she knew at this point
No.
or not. Maybe not.
No,
yeah.
they hadn't. It was the next episode that she found it. Tuesday's episode
And then
or
she didn't
Monday,
even
whenever
know
it
for
was.
sure if Brooke had a full or half.
They seem
I'm
confused
surprised
about that
Sally's
for a
lasted
lot.
this long.
They seem confused about the possibility that she still had a full idol for like way too long, given that Sally knew she had a half and that Caleb knew that Sally had half.
But then Brooke tried to like fix her mistake and say that she has half an idol, but she also had a full idol,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
nobody's
Oh,
gonna
this was
believe
when
that.
Caleb broke
yeah.
her
You
and
talk
got
about
her to
that.
admit it.
Caleb was
This is your favorite
pure
bit.
genius.
Oh, he's really come into his own. And in fact, in the last episode, some of the conversations that we've seen of him having with other people, it's just been like, this is not Chaos Caleb. This is smart, really figuring shit out Caleb.
I mean, still a little chaos, Caleb. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, well,
The
we did
camera.
have the maggot dance.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the maggot dance?
Oh my god, the maggots was too much.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Did you like Did you like the audio of them screaming?
Yeah, yeah.
That sound effect.
Don't you remember that, Katie? Did you hear that?
I kind of blocked out the
They
maggot
did it
part.
twice.
When they were burning
you thought that
Oh,
was
the
just in
maggots
your own
screaming.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No,
I do remember that.
when he's being really good, he knows how to just apply just enough pressure and just wait. Like he's done it a couple times, but yeah, that one with Brooke was, yeah, superb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was that other time where who did he tell that he told someone that Mark was coming
It
for
was
them?
Mark and Ben, I think.
Yeah, he
That they
got
were
them to
going for
slip
each other.
turn on each other.
And that was when they
That's how
got
we
Mark
got
out.
Mark out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all Caleb getting Mark out.
Yeah, totally.
He's one of my faves too.
Yeah, and this is where, as much as it, a lot of what they're talking about here is like big moves, and sometimes big moves is because everyone sort of sees it and everyone believes that you did it. Like small moves are harder
To
to
justify, yeah,
sell,
okay.
because afterwards, sometimes at the end, people go, "Yeah, you say you did that, but that's not how I remember it," or
Yeah.
whatever. If you do small things, you kind of need other people who can vouch for you to say, "No, he told me, beforehand he was going to do that," or I was there when he did that, or. But yeah, he's done, at least a couple of really good, sort of subtle moves.
Yeah.
It's going to be about whether he can make it there, because we're having a final two, not a final three, this time.
And can he sell it?
And
That's
can
the
he
biggest
sell it?
question. Yeah. I'm very curious. He is well spoken. That's the thing.
Yeah.
When he
is.
needs to get a point across, he can get it across. Who was it he said to? You need to calm down. Didn't he say it to someone this week? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he did, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, he
I've
was like,
watched so
okay,
much
you need to calm
Survivor
down,
this
okay?
week.
You're not remembering Rizzo from just before we.
No. It was definitely, but that
Fresh
was also
bad
good.
blood.
That was definitely wow, Rizzo. That you're telling Coach, like the apparently esteemed coach. Anyway,
Zen.
let's not get onto it. Yeah.
Don't
But yeah, there was
coach.
There was definitely a moment where Caleb said to somebody, "Look, you need to calm
Yeah,
down."
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I can't think of who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
I
either.
remember that happening. I can't remember who it was either.
Yeah, and that was another moment where I'm like, "Wow, Caleb, seriously, there's more to this guy than they're giving on, than letting on."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Quite a few
yeah.
people joke that he was on something before he came on the show, and that he was just sort of
Coming down from it, yeah.
coming down from it, and that now he's actually settled. He's sort of
This is
thinking straight
rehab.
again now. Yeah,
But then we saw the maggot dance, and that was all out the window again.
Yeah, Chaos Caleb was back. Especially when he was pretending to eat them out of Brooke's hair.
how did you like that scene where Brooke was sort of going through his head like they were just chimps sitting on a rock?
Yeah.
That was very
Katie.
funny.
I mean, it was fine. It was kind.
I'm actually
Yeah.
curious.
Mom was like,
if,
she's just trying to get him on side. That's the only reason she's checking his head for maggots.
I'm
with
actually
you.
curious when this season is done. Well, I mean, for them, it's obviously already done. Which friendships Caleb maintains? Because some of the people really do not like him at all. I mean, Keely doesn't like him. We know that. She's been really open about not liking him from the beginning.
She was trying. So She was trying to get him on side in that last vote, though. She was
Because
using
she
him
needed
as
him.
the the split, but sorry, only telling people that he was the split, but she wasn't splitting on him or whatever.
I remember pretty early on, she was one. I actually might not have been her, but that he was a target like really early on in like episode one
Probably
or two.
between her and
Yeah. Oh
Faith. I
yeah.
can't remember, but yeah, probably.
Faith couldn't stand him, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that worked
He
out.
showed her. Yeah.
I
Um. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I've pulled a Ben and I've forgotten what I was going to
That's
say.
okay. So who is? Now we're up to Brooke, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Keely manages to win yet another immunity,
mm,
two in a row, having done almost nothing up until that point. Just gets two challenges that work well for
Yeah.
her.
yeah,
And Brooke, I've heard her talk since about how, yeah, I think she said the three times she's sort of gone out in challenges now, it's been like a rope sort of related challenge that she's gone out on.
this was when she had to throw the
Yeah.
bags through that square, right, and land on the platform, and she just could. Oh no,
No,
that was
because
That
Cameron's
was
one.
that was a
that was
reward
Cam's
thing.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Brooke won the whole way up for that, and then the last bit, she's like, I can't throw.
Wasn't
She
yeah,
it
was
the
in
one
such a
where they
lead.
were doing
Yeah.
this and
And
putting
Jackson
the
was just like
final
stuck.
five things on?
yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
No. That was the one that Keely got at the end, right? Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just remembering Jackson in the one that Cam won the rewards challenge when he just got completely stuck with the rope and the
Oh
lures
yeah,
and
that's
stuff, and he was
right.
just like, I can't. What, how did we do
Wasn't
this?
Sally stuck as well? They're both just like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, but Sally got out of it a bit faster than he did, and I was just like, I would, if I was Jackson, I would have just like curled up into a little ball and had a little nap there because he was really stuck.
He did just sound like a kid, like he was just saying,
Yeah.
"Mum, I'm stuck. Help me.
Yeah,
I
pretty
can't.
much.
I'm done."
Yeah,
He was like,
yeah. Too hard.
I can't do
Too hard.
this. What is happening? Yeah.
Although in the end
That's
he
funny
did, and he
enough.
came back, and
Yeah.
so
He caught up, but
credit to him
yeah.
for getting there in the end. But he was almost like appealing to
You're like,
David.
Dad,
Like,
come and help me.
what do you want
Yeah.
David to do?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the game Survivor before, Jackson? But
So
we
Keely
so let's
wins it, and Brooke is
yes,
in big trouble. I mean, Brooke
Yeah.
thought she was in trouble the previous one, to the point where she even, says a thing, "Oh, I've got to go back to my bag," and all these idols, and pulls out the half idol
Yeah.
and tells them about it because she basically thinks she's gone. Then she gives up all her material.
yeah. And
Yeah.
at this stage, Sally has already found the other half of the idol, and
Yes.
Caleb has figured out in the previous episode that Brooke only has half an idol, but he's convinced everybody that he has the other half. That-
Sally had already found the half of the idol when he
Yes,
convinced
yes,
Yeah,
Brooke because he. So they only found that out in the one when Brooke went home. They didn't know it was a half idol before that. Because
okay.
that Sally found her half idol then.
I think you're right.
And then, yeah, Caleb was like, I have the other half. And then Brooke was like, I only have half an idol. Caleb has the other half. And like, threw him under the bus even though he didn't have the other half.
yeah.
Yeah,
And Caleb was just like winking at Sally, like, yeah, just let them think that I have the other half. It's fine.
Yeah.
I
Oh
heard
no,
Brooke
actually, maybe
today.
that.
You know,
No, that was in the Cam one.
I thought it was a
So
little bit
Sally already
earlier.
had the half. Sally already had the half in the Cam one.
Yeah,
Because Caleb only knew to suggest half because Sally had
Oh,
told
that's
him.
right. In the Brooke one, this was the one where Sally tried to do a big move, and oh god, it just
that
fell
didn't
flat.
make sense.
It
And
just-
Keely
just fell
goes,
so
"That's
flat.
What
unusual."
was Sally's big move?
She tried to convince Brooke to give her half of the idol, and that Caleb was going to give her his half of the
That's
idol,
right.
and it's just like, and then we'll vote Caleb out. That's what she was saying. It's just like, how's
At
this
that
good
point,
for
everybody
me?
should have turned on Sally, not Brooke. Was my feeling on that situation because I was like, this is just dumb.
It was dumb.
Apparently, they had been sort of talking about Sally as well.
Yeah.
Like she's sort of the one that's in the middle.
But it's also like, why at this stage of the game, why would anyone help you do a big move?
Yeah,
And she's just desperate to make a move.
Yeah,
I mean, she did well at the next one.
she could have done better. And
next
we'll
one?
get to that, and I'll describe how I think she could have done that better.
Has anybody who has won a car made it this far?
Oh, I can't answer that. I know they've never won.
Okay. Okay.
Get your spreadsheet out, Michael.
Seriously, Michael, what good are you
I
if you
think
don't know
so.
every
I think so.
Survivor fact that there is?
If you think I know a lot, you should see some of the other people. I know not a lot. There are people who can remember every season and who went out at every stage,
Jesus.
the
They are
number of
wasting
votes
their
they went out
talents
on.
by remembering that stuff.
Yep. Some people are hardcore.
Yeah.
So Brooke went home.
Yeah. I was sad. I liked Brooke. I knew she wasn't going to, but I wanted her to win.
I really thought either her or Keely were going to make the four. I thought one of them would.
Yeah.
I was very worried that that was going to happen in both of these last two episodes this week, but
Because
it
you want
didn't.
the end to be not predictable.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't want it to be just be like, well, it's obviously them, like in Australia versus the world.
But I also
Yeah.
knew Brooke wasn't going to make it through because they didn't want her to. She did not have the majority. But I really
Yeah.
liked her and I thought she played it really well. And I would
I
have
Yeah.
like her
liked
as
her.
well. She's got a good personality. She's not mean. That's one of the things I like
She's
about her.
not mean. Yeah,
Yeah, and because like she had lots of opportunity to be mean to people, but she was
absolutely.
more like reasonable, and she's nice to people even though she doesn't have to be.
Yeah, she was kind of friendly with everybody at times. So it was
He
kind of
Yep.
was.
like, yeah, she wasn't mean girling it to get through or anything like
He
that.
talked about
And
trying
she
to
was just
really.
played it really well.
She
The
did.
Mm,
lying and the trickery and all that
Oh, she was.
stuff.
What about that challenge where she gave up? She convinced who was it? Was it
I think
it
it
was
was
Sarah?
Sally
Sally. Yes, not Sarah. There's no
that she
Sarah.
had a message from
oh,
home
Yeah,
yeah, that
that's
was
for
right.
cool.
food.
That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Sally was
Brilliant.
dumb for believing that, in my opinion.
Yep.
She talked about really wanting to downplay her threat level as much as is possible for someone who's playing for a
Yeah.
third time. Like she was talking a lot about, the fact that she was a mum and she'd sort of lost fitness and that she joked about her pelvic floor not being the same and all this sort of stuff. And just, just trying to say that she wasn't as good as people might have seen her. Because it's a little while since she played as well. It was
When
the
they did the
one that
flashback,
David
she
won.
was so young.
Yeah, Ben saw that
Also,
season.
at the end. Oh yeah, apparently I did.
That was the one other season of Australian Survivor you watched, which was the
Yep.
first, which is pretty different than this one, but
Yes, definitely.
a lot more loyalty talk.
When I was watching the episode where Brooke went out, Jared was sitting next to me and he said, "Oh my God, she's so skinny."
Well,
He was
yeah,
like,
I
"Look at it,
mean,
look at her collarbone, and like you can
You
see
could
every
see
bone there."
when she was sitting on the beach, you could see every little like bit of her spine.
Mm.
I was just
in
like,
the
oh God.
in the interview I listened to today with David was because he's very good friends with her as well. He said, yeah, just
Yeah.
as they kept coming back, he's like, yeah, especially those last few, I could see like you can see them all sort of walking differently, and he's like, yeah, she's sort of losing some um, form or um, some fitness essentially. Like
Yeah.
remember that one that Keely won, and just like her leg was just shaking. I couldn't
Oh
Yeah.
my
believe
God.
how long she held on with
Even
her
though her leg
doing
was
that.
That
shaking, yeah,
shaking
yeah.
leg. Yeah.
Mm.
That was
Yeah.
incredible.
She's a machine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she also talked about how her and Mark were quite aligned from the start, and it was just perfect for her that Mark wanted to work with her because she didn't want to play big. He wanted to come back and just take all these shots and have fun with it and everything, but she wanted to, yeah, what he was doing aligned with sort of what she wanted to do. They had some of the same ideas, but she didn't want to be at the front.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was her shield.
Yep.
And that was the episode when Sally said, nice work to Keely, and Keely said, right back at you, right
Mhm.
after Brooke had left. Like they had masterminded the whole thing, which I don't know that they had, but Keely was definitely
Oh,
the
that's
reason
right, because
Brooke went
Keely did
home.
vote for her.
Yeah, because it was
That
unanimous.
and doesn't look like it. I'm looking at because Jackson didn't. I know he was left
Again.
Oh.
out.
Oh no, Keely was unanimous. Sorry. All spoilers.
Oh yeah, Brooke and Jackson. Yeah, yeah. So Jackson just kept being left, being the one doing nothing,
Yeah.
getting the wrong one.
Yeah,
I'm just looking
so
back through his history and how many times he got it. Oh no, he's on quite a few that were correct as well. It just feels like he's been on the wrong side a bit.
so the third episode this week, the most recent episode, was the one that Jackson won immunity for the first time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at the
And
start of that challenge, I
brilliantly.
was like, "Is he ever going to do anything? He's always crap." Like,
And that was a
which is a bit
ridiculous
unfair.
challenge as well with the wind. If the
Oh
wind had
yeah.
kept, if that had been the reason that my tower had kept falling, I would have given up. I would
And
have
they
been
were
like,
going
no,
for ages.
For
yeah,
over
So
an hour, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really hope
That was breaking my heart every time the wind blew and broke.
'Cause Loz got
Sorry.
really close, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she
she's been
did.
quite good. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if she won the next challenge. Like, she's been good a number of times and just never broken through. Remember,
Loz
there
and
was that
Caleb are my
one
faves.
that Simon wouldn't give up to her when she was almost like
Yeah,
begging for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, what was I going to say? Lost it.
This is the episode I started to like Keely as well.
What made it change?
I can't remember, but she was just being really like,
Normal.
no, no, not even that. She was just having some really good ideas. Like she was saying something to Sally about the half idol and how Brooke hadn't left it
She was
to
talking
her,
about
and
the
she was
time
trying
on
to like.
how they were on
It
the
was
beach together
almost,
and went to the IKEA reward
yeah,
together, and
and
yeah,
like Keely kept going, like, I've always wanted to get this far with you. Keely freaking hated Sally in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
She
have
wanted to get. Remember
we?
when Faith was still in the game, and she's like, "Let's get rid of Sally."
but
After
Yeah.
they
also
went to exile.
remember there was a little while where there was the three of them. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
on
they had another thing going
Exile.
on with
Yeah,
Mark,
but the
but they
whole
were working
time
with
it
Sally
was
for a bit.
always Keely and Faith, and Sally was just there. That's basically what it was. Sally was just the "we got her vote" person.
Well,
That's all she ever
that's
was.
how it was shown to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to know how much they
I
actually.
never got the vibe that Keely liked Sally. And then she
Yeah,
was saying
same.
all this stuff about how, I wanted to get to the end with this. And they were trying to do like girls against boys type of thing. How good would it be if like we got
That comes
Jackson
up
and
nearly
Caleb
every
out?
season,
And
by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
and then
I'm
there
sure it
was
does.
the moment where Loz went to Keely talking about a big move to get rid of Caleb, and I'm like, oh no! If you don't
Sorry.
get rid of Keely
Hang on one
now,
sec.
are you okay?
Like the way you come in. I
Yeah,
was
the
hoping you were
cat
going
is just eating my leftover dinner, which has hot sauce in it. So I'm trying to not have him do that.
But yeah, I was just like, oh no, Loz, don't do it, don't.
to
And it looked
lure.
at one
It's the one
stage,
ring, Ben. They can't. They
yeah,
can't. They can't stop themselves.
it looked at one because I was just like, this is your one and only chance to get rid of Keely if you're going to get rid of her.
Yeah.
Surely in their minds they must all be like, if she gets to final three, she's going to win.
But Loz
Yeah.
might also be thinking, if I don't do anything, I'm not going to win anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
I've got to
That's true.
try. I've got to try something.
I mean,
But
Loz hasn't done anything major, has she?
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
I can't believe she's made it this far.
Yeah.
But I love her for it.
Apparently she's really nice. Everyone says how nice she is.
She's
Yeah.
the Australian Siri.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
I also did love Sally's little thing about her brutal. You can keep it as a friendship bracelet. A friendship
You liked
necklace
it.
as
Oh, okay. Tell me about it, Ben.
I just thought. Well, I didn't think she was. I thought Keely was an idiot for giving it to her.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
totally.
I
Really?
was like, why in the world do you think Sally is going to use this for you? She said, how about you give it to me and I'll play it for you. She could have just
Gilly
given her
knew
half.
she was toast. She knew she was out. She
I
was
guess
like,
it
well,
was
this is a
her
1% chance, but what am I
her
going to do?
Hail
Like, I
Mary,
might
if
as
you
well
will.
take it. Yeah. Which is also why it's sort of not actually that great a move for Sally. Like, she was already pinned to the wall, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's talk about
I
Sally's
just didn't
move.
see her necessarily doing it. I thought she would play it for herself. I didn't think she'd be like, here, have your piece back.
That's what people have said. They're like, okay, if you're going to do it, it's not that big a thing. But what you should have really done was either play it for yourself, like a bit boring, but at least you've done it, or
Yeah.
play it on Loz. Like try
Yeah.
to win some points.
Yeah.
Like keep Loz with you. Like earn some favor with it. but not do what she did, which was
Just sort of, it
take
sort of
it to
fizzled.
David. It also fizzled for David and the production crew, apparently, because on the thing I was listening to today, David was saying that production had spent quite a lot of time. Do you see how the magnets went together?
Yeah.
They had spent
I
quite a lot
wondered
of
how that.
time about, getting that to work and for it to like satisfyingly snap together and stuff, and that they
Yeah.
couldn't wait for it to come together, and that she almost put it together before she stood up and then didn't, and then she took it to David and sort of turned around when she did it, so they didn't get it on camera.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And they were
that's so
like,
annoying.
David's like, ah.
Sorry,
But-
Sally, can you just pull it apart, turn this way, and just do that
spin
again?
around, please.
So it did fizzle.
Yeah, it just fizzled on all levels. Yeah, but and when she got up to do that, I remember Caleb was saying to Loz, "See, I told you we couldn't trust her."
Yeah.
They thought she was really going to do it, and I thought she was going to do it as well. But when she didn't, I was like, "Oh, thank God, she's got a brain cell.
I
she's
thought she
got a
might
brain
too.
cell."
Yeah.
Yeah. But it
The
was
main
kind of a
reason
way
I-
she should have kept
Go on.
the other half for herself and took it in. Oh, was that the last time they could use it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
And look, Keely got it from when Brooke left it for her as well.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she did deserve it because she'd already played hers on Brooke, so it's not like but it's not
Yeah.
like Keely found it herself.
Mm.
No.
I think the main reason it's not a great move, we've already talked about how it's it's not like she tricked Keely into it. Like, I think Keely just was
No,
like,
she
well,
didn't.
what else am I going to do? But the main
Just
reason
in case
is
she does actually do it.
Keely is, they highly suspect at this point Keely's on the jury. There's like, what, 7 people, is it? Oh, no. No, much more than that. Are they? Oh, no, that's the merge. Who have we got? We started with Mark, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There'll be 9 on the jury, and one of those votes is Keely, who you've basically just...
Backstabbed.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could have voted her out. She probably would have respected you fine for it, but you just kind of dangled it in front of her and just like stuck the knife
She made a
in.
comment about it in her little exit thing at the end of the episode.
She said, "I've got nothing to say about her or whatever."
Yeah.
But I've listened to interviews with her since, and yeah, I don't think she's changing her mind about that.
Like I said, I don't think they were ever friends to begin with.
Yeah, same. So now we have Jackson, Sally, Loz, and Caleb left. 4 players. We're going to have 2 eliminations this upcoming week and then the finale.
Yep,
But they're
What are we
filming a
thinking?
reunion tomorrow, or they're airing a reunion tomorrow.
No, they're filming it.
they're filming it,
Okay.
yeah, which is kind of weird. I get that they don't want to broadcast it live, but wouldn't you do it like that day or just the night before or something, like just to minimize it? It seems crazy to have
Yeah.
like 4 days or whatever.
Maybe they've got slow editors.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sort of stay
do you
off
work for
social
them
media,
then?
I think.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully
Those
people.
inserts and stuff, you can't work for them.
Hey, I would just want to point out in the latest shitcast, I've inserted some stuff. I inserted all of our drawings from when we were playing 6-second scribbles. So good luck with that.
Nice.
I've got your ones with all the animals, the African animals. Sorry, that
did
was the
really well.
sidetrack. Okay, so we've got Jackson,
Ben will insert
Loz.
the link for you guys now.
No, I'm totally not. Sally and
Even to
Caleb
promote
are
his own
left.
material.
What are we thinking? So who do we hope wins this at this stage?
Caleb.
Yeah,
Caleb
I'm
is my
hoping for
pick.
Caleb too.
Same.
Second would be Loz. Just because she's so nice. And everybody loves her. She hasn't done anything that I think would get her the vote. But
It would
Yeah,
be it would be crazy for her to win, given how little we've seen of her. Like if she won, it feels like they would have found more ways to show her. But I didn't think we were going to end up with these 4 either. So
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. She's going to end up with one of these 3 next to her, and I'm just like, oh, they've all got something to talk about, which is better than what you have, which is
there's
nothing.
been a bit of talk that Loz and Sally are kind of both. If they both got to pick who they would go with, they would kind of choose each other. They sort of mutually, and the fact it's going down to 2, it's not impossible that if one of them
They're pretty
wins at
good.
3. that because Jackson and Caleb haven't liked each other all along, right? In a
Mm.
way, it would be cool if they got to the end and it was one against the other. Maybe it would be like a
Yeah.
wrestling match or something, you know. But it's just as likely that one of them takes the other one out, and then Loz wins the final immunity and takes Sally, or vice versa. It would be a weird ass final two, but
Because they both haven't really done anything. Sally's on
yeah,
a car. The end.
yes.
Um, yeah, who do we think they're going to target next? I think it's going to be either Caleb or Jackson.
Yeah.
Really hard to know. Like at this point, it comes down a lot more to just who do you think you can beat for whatever reason, rather than necessarily who you were allied with along the way.
There was also that
Usually,
in the
usually.
last I think it was in the last tribal council where Jackson said to Caleb, if you do this, then I'll take you to the final three or final two. I think he
Oh,
said that to Caleb.
And
And
obviously
I
Caleb
forgot to
didn't do
mention
it.
when that the tribal council where they took Brooke out, which was the one where there was the talk about getting rid of Caleb, or was it the last one?
It was the
don't know.
No,
Keely
it was
one.
the last one. Sorry, yeah. So the one where the last one that we've seen. So that was the one where Loz went to them and said, "Hey, let's take Caleb out." Um, Jackson told Caleb that Loz was throwing his name about.
I thought she was also doing that to throw Keely off.
I don't think she was.
Okay.
I think she was trying to get something done as well. But I think Caleb also knows, I don't care. I'd rather go to the end with Loz anyway.
Yeah.
And he said he and Loz get on as well.
Yeah.
In other things people have said, I know I've talked about Keely a lot just because she's been my favorite, but I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than work with
Oh,
Jackson and Caleb. And then after she votes out Brooke, she's like, all right, now I've got to work with these guys.
I heard her say that, but I didn't hear who she was talking about.
Yeah, same.
So I never knew who she said it about, and I was like,
Just
that is
all of them,
an
I think.
amazing
That's not a
saying, and
phrase
will I
I'm
be using it?
familiar with. If Americans think that all Aussies say that, I no, I don't.
No, I'll be using it now, though. That's an
I'll
amazing
pass.
saying.
I
I'm
think
I'm
trying.
not going to say it. I'm not actually going to do it.
so. I actually this week is the first time where I felt like Keely really redeemed herself, at least in my eyes. Because not only did she start winning challenges,
Yes, that definitely helps.
she also just started treating everyone else a bit better
Yeah.
rather than just dismissing them completely because she thought she had the power back
What about
then.
when she was at a three-person reward with Caleb? Sorry, with Cam, and just straight out tells him that she thinks he's annoying.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you did you like that one?
Yeah, but was she
No.
that was it.
wrong?
No, that's kind of rude and dismissive and
Yes,
condescending. It's just like, well, I don't exist to please you, so
but he also said, "I get that a lot."
Yeah. Like I feel like he was the one person you could say that to, and he would be like, "Yeah, I've heard it before," and like take it on the chin and not, yeah. But yeah, I don't really know who's gonna go home next or who's gonna win.
I
It's kind of a weird last group.
It's very weird. Like when Brooke and Keely went out, in a way, I was a bit disappointed. I thought this is like a very odd final four. Caleb's the only one who I feel like properly deserves it. I know that will be unfair if someone else does, but um, yeah, I mean, I thought Keely was like easily the best, most exciting, whatever new player of the season. Like in terms of who they would bring back for another season, she would be first picked
well,
easily.
she basically allied with Mark straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she talks
She
about
played it very
how
smart.
she sort of that sort of if you want to be good, stick around with people who are good. But because of that, she was sort of seeing first hand up close the way he operated, and then later all the other returnees operated the whole time. Like she was sort of learning along the way. Whereas it
Yeah.
took a lot of those newbies, half a season to wake up almost
Mm.
after some good stuff from very early on.
There was also like I felt like some of the newbies were a bit too excited to be working with the returnees and lost perspective because of that.
Okay, there's been a very strong anti-returnee thing the whole
Yeah.
way. I guess it was only really Richard who was sort of trying to work with Simon.
And Keely
Who
has
was there was
aligned
someone?
himself
Yeah,
with
and
them the
Keely,
whole time,
obviously.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, a thing that Caleb can claim is he said early on, "I want to get rid of the returnees," and he
Yeah.
did it
Uh, yeah, I mean, a lot of people did it, but he went to the other camp
and
when they
said,
when they didn't know it. Seemed crazy the way he said it.
"Yeah."
Like he he
Yeah.
he, he burned bridges the way he said it.
Oh, he definitely burnt the bridge with Jackson. Jeez.
But not with Mark, surprisingly.
I think
Yes.
Mark has played enough and everything that he just respects it. I think, and I think Mark
Yeah.
would vote for Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's easily the best. But yeah, when I was reading what other people were saying online, there were quite a few who were still kind of going for Jackson because I think some people just don't like Caleb.
Mm.
It's just from a
Yeah.
personality kind of thing, which is fine. But yeah, I hope Caleb wins. I think Sally, at times I've kind of wanted to like Sally, but she keeps kind of putting her foot in it. She's sort
Yeah.
of clumsy, even when
She
she's
just
trying to do
hasn't
something.
done anything
And
Loz
Loz, we
has
just
exciting.
weren't
actually
seen much
flipped a couple
of.
of times. No, but everybody seems to forget she flipped against Lottie at one time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and
She
she
went
helped
with
get Aisha
Simon.
out as well,
Yeah, yeah, that was
and
the
she
one.
was team them. She was like
Mm.
aligned with them, I should say, not team them.
I hope Caleb makes it to the end, but it's going to be a tough road for him. He's going to have to work really hard to stay in because I'm pretty sure they're going to target him.
Well, the girls are going to target Jackson and Caleb.
Mm.
It's
I feel
very
like.
common at 4 that you are just trying to get out someone who you think will win an immunity at 3. And he hasn't won anything, right?
He did win that Exile challenge, which was very impressive.
Exile
He's come
challenge.
really,
Which
really
one was that
close
one?
to
That was
winning
the
challenges.
seesaw with the balancing things on one end, and it was wet, and
Ah.
there was just him, Keely, and Sally because they'd gone to Exile Island.
Oh, yes, that
Yes.
you're right. There was just the 3 of
Yes.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I was so surprised when he won that.
He's also normally one of the last ones left before the
true.
challenge ends. But then you
Yeah,
could say that for
Sally
all of them, really.
Sally won the car against lots of people, but otherwise hasn't really done heaps.
Mm.
Jackson, I was joking, hadn't done a lot, but he won the last one. And to be fair to him, there were a few that he got to the last sort of 2 or 3 as well, where
Yeah.
where he sort of came second or third.
I think it's a sad state of affairs that people would want Jackson to win just because they don't like Caleb. And like for me, people who like Jackson are like, I don't mind a jerk.
Okay, yeah,
Wow, was that an attack on me?
Yeah,
I
okay.
literally said
No,
before that I
no,
like
but you didn't.
Jackson.
You didn't say that you want him to win. I'm saying people who.
No.
I mean people who want him to win, but because he's okay sometimes. But then he just has moments where it's like, what are you doing? Why are you being like that? It's just like he's just being a jerk. That's what it is.
and if he was
It's just
doing it
like
in a way like playing to the camera or whatever, because he's in entertainment, obviously being in wrestling,
yeah,
whatever, that would be one thing, or joking around about it or
Mm.
something.
but
But he
he's
hasn't
not.
been like that at all. He's sort of like almost annoyed with them about how he thinks they're not good enough, or they're passengers, or they've got nothing on their
He just kind of
resume.
seems really young in how he tries to defend stuff, and it just comes off kind of aggressive and
Mm,
rude as opposed to a defense.
yep.
Because, like, when he was trying to say Brooke was the actual underdog, he was just so aggressive in the way he was saying that. And
Yeah.
when he was
Yeah,
saying, I was like, I do agree. Like, Brooke has been fighting this whole challenge for people not to vote her out. So I get why you're saying she's an underdog, but it's also like the way you're delivering that speech is
Yes,
putting people
exactly.
offside.
Yeah, and for me, Caleb hasn't been a jerk to anyone. That's
No.
what I mean that they've
No.
shown. He hasn't. I mean, he hasn't gone out of his way to be nice to everybody, but he's not been like overtly rude or
No.
anything like
And
that.
he put up with a fair bit when he was sort of trailing along or being
Yeah.
trailed by,
Mm.
by Mark, who was not trailed, but, leading him on, kind of just
Yeah,
using him
and
when he wanted to use
because
him.
people were like being really dismissive towards him, and I remember
Yeah.
Keeley specifically doing it,
Hmm.
and Faith as well. Faith was like rude right to his face.
Yeah.
Who was
Yeah, Faith
the other
brought out the worst, I think.
young kid that they kind of pit
Uh,
Caleb and him against each
Not
other?
Wes, Tez.
Tez,
Tez,
yeah.
that's it.
Is that who you mean?
Like even when they were supposedly fighting, he was still offering Tez really good advice and trying to
Yes,
be
he
Yeah.
supportive and
was.
stuff. So he's never
Yeah,
been like
I agree.
put anybody offside on
Yeah, you're convincing
purpose.
me more that Caleb should just win this. It'd be unfair for anyone else to win it.
I
He
think
deserves this.
both he and
He
Jackson
does.
have sort of had, have been like quite on the bottom and have had to sort of work their way up and persist and everything. So I can kind of see
Yeah.
that both of them have, we've seen enough of their story that it sort of makes sense for the season. But I think Caleb more so. I think Caleb will win, and I want Caleb to win.
Same. Well, okay, no, I want Caleb to win. I'm just very worried that he's going to be targeted and they're going to take him out,
Who
All
especially
has
right.
to
because
win the
Jackson doesn't
immunity
like him.
challenge next? I don't think Jackson doesn't like him. I think they had a disagreement.
I think you mean have a
Well, we haven't seen
disagreement.
much of it lately, have we?
Yeah, we haven't really
Well,
seen
they are
much of it.
sort of talking to each other lately, at
Yeah.
least. I guess there's not
Jackson
that many
didn't.
people left to
The,
talk
the
to.
issue Jackson had with Caleb was when they switched. They did the tribe swap, or
Oh, and
whatever
Caleb
his
was wearing
thing.
someone's clothes.
Well, all of them were. The whole tribe came back wearing somebody from, was it Bounty's clothes that had left and had left their clothes there. And that's when Mark was wearing the Rich's blazer as kind of like a Rich is going home
Uh-huh.
next, guys, kind of thing.
I'm just looking at
And
the record. Oh, sorry.
I reckon he had Eliza's jumper on, and that's why it hit hard.
Just looking at the
But
record
he,
since
again, he didn't need to be aggressive about it.
merge, the only times that Jackson and Caleb have voted together have been for Mark and for Cameron. Every other time they've voted differently.
Mm.
But not for each other.
Um, no, you're. Oh, actually, no. He voted for Caleb when they voted Brooke out. That's the only time.
Okay.
He's definitely thrown Caleb's name around this season.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Caleb's thrown Jackson's name around as well. I bet he probably knew that he wasn't going to get the vote, so he just dropped it.
I mean, that's the whole point of the game, which when we record
Oh,
tomorrow for
that's right.
USA, I have some feelings.
I just remembered the time that Mark went out was the one where the Mark Alliance pulled Caleb in and said, "Okay, you tell us who to vote for, and we'll do that." And he said, "I want
And he
Jackson." And
said,
then they're like, "No, we don't like Jackson. Let's do this person." It's just like,
Yeah.
well,
but
do
I
you think it would have
also
been a
think
different
if
story if they actually went with what Caleb had suggested? Do you think that Caleb would have actually done it?
No, he was going for Mark regardless.
Okay,
I don't
sorry.
believe he was ever gonna pick Jackson out.
You were
with
going to say
out of
something,
Mark.
Katie. Sorry.
I was going to say I think when it comes down to it, Jackson and Caleb are going to work together to try and be the last two,
That
or
would
to
be
try
It
and.
would be a fitting end,
yeah.
I think.
I think that they both want it, so they're both gonna try and I think they both think they can beat each other,
Yeah. Yep.
which I think is what would get them to team up.
Yep.
But then it's still gonna be a team up thing against girls versus boys.
Sally and Loz, yeah.
Is it
I
gonna
don't know how they're going to
sometimes that
resolve this
happens.
for.
Rocks.
Well, it has to be one of those guys that wins immunity. It has to be.
Yeah. As much as I want Caleb to get immunity, but I would also really love if Loz got immunity.
Oh, wouldn't that
Yeah.
be delicious?
It would be cool.
It
yeah.
would like just be amazing finish to it.
Yeah,
I'm
that would
just
be
not
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if either Sally or Loz makes it to the final two, it feels like it's not going to be a super interesting final tribal. And sometimes that happens.
No.
Like, it's not scripted.
If
Sometimes
they
the most
both made
interesting
it.
people don't make it, or the best
Oh
players
God.
don't
Yeah,
make
can you
it.
imagine if they both made it? Oh my God, that would be
It
What
would
are
boring.
they
just
going to
be
say they achieved?
it would just be a crazy edit.
It'll just be
I
tell me who won
managed
and
to
I'll find out
have
that way.
6 coconuts this season.
I didn't win any reward challenges or get
I
to
didn't
go
shit
on
myself once
any.
this season.
Well,
Wrong
I know
season.
that's
Oh
not
yeah, sorry,
happening in the
sorry.
US.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. We did pretty well. Oh, we've been going
Yeah,
a while too.
just over an hour. But we are talking about 2 weeks. It's been a great 2 weeks. And I remember,
Six
Michael,
episodes.
last week when you were talking about David on social media saying, "Oh, this is a big week, guys. You better watch this one." I was like, "Right, he's just trying to pump it up, whatever."
Yeah.
But it was a big week, and this week
It's
was
been a
even
lot
bigger.
of good weeks.
Yeah,
This season hasn't been packed with great players. Like there's a few new noobs amongst it, but there's been a lot of very interesting tribals, which,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, as you can see from the last US one, Ben, like there's plenty of times where only every third or fourth tribal or whatever is super interesting, and then there's sort of some pedestrian ones in between. But probably, I don't know, like 2/3 of this Aussie one have been an interesting tribal.
yeah. I think this has been a great season so far, and I really can't wait to see the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think it's Sunday down to 3, and then I think Monday it's down to 2, and possibly also the final tribal. I get the impression might be Monday, and then I think Tuesday is the announcement and reunion,
Reunion.
essentially,
Okay.
which
Also,
they
they
haven't
don't
done
announce
for
it.
a long time.
They don't announce it in the same episode.
Well, usually
They
they
announce,
would.
sorry, the same one as the reunion is what I mean. Sorry.
Usually, in fact, I can't remember a time they've done it on a different night. Even in the US, they haven't done them in the US for a while, but for many seasons they did it. They would just have it like a 2-hour episode or a 2.5-hour episode or whatever, where they would go from 4 to 3, do the final tribal, and then essentially have another hour show at the end, which was the reunion, like announce
I
and
love a reunion episode.
I do
Really?
too, and Ben doesn't.
No, I don't either.
Okay, so all the ones I have seen have been for like Real Housewives, and they're always catty and bitchy and just the best. I can't imagine
I'm
Survivor's going to be
glad.
exactly like that, but I love a reunion.
I
Right.
mean, I'll sit through it, but if anyone gets emotional, I will speak of
They
it.
definitely will.
Oh, I don't want
Oh,
one where they get
God.
emotional unless
we
they're
didn't talk
crying
about it
because
either,
someone was mean to them.
but there were some good emotional bits in these. I liked the Brooke and David bit. I liked Simon standing up for Brooke, and
Yeah.
hat on, and he just loves the game.
Yeah.
He's friends with her. There were heaps of
I
good
had to
bits.
explain the Brooke and David relationship to Mum, even though I fully don't know it. I was like, they played Survivor together once or twice. I don't know.
David beat her. David's the reason she
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
win the All Star season.
Okay. I will relay that
Somehow
information.
they're still friends.
No, they
All right.
definitely are.
Uh,
I'll be happy to talk to you about reunions later, Katie, because I like them too. I've got lots of things I can say about reunion episodes. Ben's gonna see the result and go, "What's the point? There's no more twists to come." So I'll just turn it off right now.
no, I'll watch it. Okay, I'll watch your stupid reunion
You don't
so
have
that I
to.
can
Think
complain
about
about
this,
it.
Ben. Think about this in the reunion. Faith.
Oh God.
Getting it handed to her is just what I'm hoping for.
Oh, is that what you reckon?
Really? What do you mean? What do you mean getting
Well,
it handed
just
to her?
sorry, like pointing out that maybe she wasn't as smart as she thought she was.
They probably won't do that to her.
No, well, that's a real shame. She deserves it.
They
A few of
sometimes
them do
get
actually.
they sometimes get some bitter jurors though. I think mostly this will go okay. People have taken things in good spirits, but I think Blanche is a little bit aggrieved, depending on who gets there. So she
Well,
might
you
have
said
something to
that
say.
that she had a pretty big disagreement with Ben, and that she didn't even want to talk about it, which is just like, wow, it must be big.
Yeah, they had some sort of
Yeah.
argument about something. I'm trying to remember if of the other four whether there was someone she didn't get on with as well. Anyway,
I also like in a reunion when they come back can come back and be like it was a show. Like
yes.
no hard feelings kind of.
Except if you're Keely and
Well,
Sally. Yep.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm here for that one. That one was great. I'm here for those hard feelings.
well, they used to do the reunions, right? And they would be like 6, 9 months afterwards. So and on the American one in particular, that they would be all made up like heaps,
Yeah,
right? So people would come back out on stage at the end, and you go, "Who is that?" Like I
yeah.
do not recognize them at all. And I know we joke about that with Shan and everything, but like they look completely different because they put weight on, they're wearing completely different clothes, heaps of makeup.
Maybe they'll do like before and afters. It's like, he's emaciated you
Yeah.
and he's you
Yeah.
now.
In the one when was it raining for the Brooke one or for the Keeley one?
It was raining for a few of them, actually.
And David was absolutely soaking wet,
Yep.
like dripping in water. I was like, give him
Yeah,
something to
wow.
stand under. He doesn't deserve these conditions. But the jury was sitting there, and Mum was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Which one?"
Oh, who
And
was it?
she pointed him out, and I was like, "That's Ben. He just looks different when he's had a shower and isn't in speedos. When he actually has clothes
He had a
on."
flower in his hair, yeah? I vaguely remember
There was
that.
one day they all had a flower in
Yeah.
their hair, I think.
Yeah.
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 Was there any outfits that you enjoyed on the jury, or anyone? Actually, hasn't been anything too flashy this
I thought
year.
Blanche's
No.
outfit was actually kind of nice.
It's just
Good
nice
one.
that we get to see them having had a shower and getting to put in a little effort because they are on TV, and I'm sure at times they're like, "Oh my God, I wish I could just look like a human again."
The other bits I love are when they see who won immunity, like because they come in and sit down,
Yeah,
and as they're walking in, sometimes they'll go, oh, I can't believe that person won. They pulled it
yeah.
out.
That
Those
was
are
kind
good.
of the shock with Keely, I think, that she had
Yeah,
won immunity.
they
It's a
sort of stopped
shame
it.
that they've
Yeah.
all had a chance to actually see the show now because we won't get to see their live reactions to certain things.
Okay. I was thinking about that in terms of people turning up on Friday because they're going to turn up for the. Oh, actually, maybe they'll show them. I wonder if they'll show them the episode before
They
they
have to.
see the taping.
They have to,
Yeah.
otherwise they won't know who's won.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise they just have to.
Unless they're
Well,
going to announce it. But I don't see how that would work.
Surely they all know who's won.
I mean, they will, but by the time they see him
Oh.
reveal the votes, yeah.
Yeah.
They sort of stopped doing the reunions the way they used to when COVID started, and they just started doing them on the island for the
On
US
set,
one. But
yeah.
I think they were also getting, they were expensive to do and everything. But also there were some where, people got upset, or people, the crowd sort of turned on some people, and I think it got harder and harder for them to get everyone there because with so much social media now, like people have sometimes like really copped it on social media
And they don't want to
before
go
they
back.
get to
Yeah.
the reunion.
Mm.
So I think it sort of got a bit distasteful. But I can't remember whether they said they do. I think, in the hands of the fans, I think they said they're doing a reunion show again for the US one for the first time in ages.
Okay. See, I know. We should probably stop, by the way. It's been an hour 20.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I know
Bye.
we're not talking the US one, but we watched 7 tonight. There's normally 13, so we've watched a whole Australian season with 3 episodes a week, and we're now probably just past halfway in the US one.
Wow. Okay.
They've got a long way to go.
All right, good chat. I enjoyed
Thanks,
that.
everyone. Until next time.
Bye.